Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Friday, November 13th, 2020. I am Freddie C. Liberd. In an address to mark the observance of World Diabetes Day 2020, Junior Minister of Health in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Hazel Brandy-Williams spoke on the theme, The Nurse and Diabetes. Minister Brandy-Williams spoke of the various ways nurses play a key role in preventing and controlling diabetes.
Some of the functions that nurses play in the prevention and control of diabetes include recognition of risk factors, screening and early identification of new cases for timely interventions and treatment, assistance with education and self-management, provision of psychological support. It is therefore important that nurses are equipped with up-to-date information and the necessary tools to work effectively and efficiently. As a government, we have committed to invest in the local nursing body to make certain that they acquire the necessary skills through ongoing training and capacity building. This, we hope, will improve their ability to provide support and to guide persons living with diabetes and those at risk of developing the disease.
The Health Minister also expressed gratitude to the nurses for their continued work.
I must therefore thank the nurses, both current and retired here in Nevis, for their continued, unwavering and selfless dedication to the service and for helping to care for our fellow citizens living with diabetes and other chronic diseases. I salute you for a job well done, and as a government, we will continue to do all we can to support your efforts. As we observe this World Diabetes Day, let us remember our nurses and their support staff. Honor their efforts by following their expert guidance and advice. Nurses make a difference in the prevention and control of diabetes. Continue to stay informed about diabetes and its complications, and let us fight diabetes and its related complications together.
World Diabetes Day is annually celebrated on November 14th, and on Nevis, the Ministry of Health and its Health Promotion Unit held a week of activities to celebrate the day. The final activity will be the hosting of a bike relay put on by the St. Kitts and Nevis Moves Nevis chapter and the National Weight Loss Program, and is slated for Sunday, November 15th in Charlestown. The relay begins at 7 a.m., where registered participants will cycle 4 times around Charlestown, switching each participants in each round. Persons are invited to come out and support their teams. Honorable Mark Brantley, Premier and Minister of Finance in the Nevis Island Administration, is hopeful that the 2 discounted VAT value-added tax rate days in December will help to give an economic boost to businesses on the island. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, announced on November 10th, 2020, that the discounted VAT rate days for 2020 will be December 18th and 19th. Commenting on the announcement, Premier Brantley said the intention is to spur some much-needed economic activity during this time as we seek to restart the economy post-COVID. We are hopeful that residents will take advantage of the concessions and save significantly. On discounted VAT rate days, the 17% VAT on tangible items is reduced to 5% for consumers shopping on those days. The tax concession is not applicable on services, and only businesses in good standing with the Inland Revenue Department can apply to participate. On December 18th and 19th, VAT will be exempt on the first $50,000 for vehicle purchases. The standard 17% 10% VAT is applicable thereafter. During the month of December, consumers will also be able to benefit from the annual duty-free concession on non-commercial imports of up to £400 in weight, or EC $540 of the value of the goods. A mortgage relief scheme offered by the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, NHLDC, remains available at the corporation's clients. That is according to Minister of Housing and Lands, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, who is also the chairman of the NHLDC Board of Directors.
We have had just about 29 persons who would have benefited from that, and we have seen the realization of savings of $10,000 up to $38,000 in relief in that regard.
The announcement was made at the November 5th sitting of the Nevis Island Assembly.
But there are 58 persons who are still currently paying through the NHLDC. But what we have been encouraging those who are there and those who would have gone before, those 29 persons, they would have come and benefited this way. One, the balance that you had going at the NHLDC, you would have received 15% discount on that balance. Then we would have undertaken the cost of doing all of the necessary legal work so that there's no cost involved in the legal transfer of that particular mortgage to a lending institution. And of course, the various banks would have their different interest rates. It's a matter of checking to see who may have the lowest. And now this is for those who can. We're not forcing anyone to do so, but we'll encourage persons who can to still take advantage.
Chairman of the NHLDC Board of Directors, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers. Still to come, students on Nevis receive school supplies donated by CCM Women's Arm. The details right after this break.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. NNC.
Welcome back. Assistant Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health and Gender Affairs, Latoya Jeffers, is commending the various stakeholders in the launch and handing over ceremony of the grow boxes for families around the island.
I must first commend Ms. Archibald and her team for such a timely and essential project. I am quite pleased with the vision. Special thanks to the Ministry of Social Development, Ministry of Agriculture and AICA for partnering with us to ensure that we are able to assist some persons who have the genuine interest in backyard gardening. To you, the recipients, I implore you to cherish these boxes and make good use of them. I am hoping that this would be the start of something great, and raised bed gardening will be the norm in backyards in Nevis. Please seek the advice of your extension officers whenever you need it, and I encourage you to seriously start thinking about making this a means of income. People will always want food because it is what sustains us all.
The brief ceremony took place on Thursday, November 12, 2020 at the GMBC building on Government Road. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Hughie Sargent, also spoke about a YouTube series on grow boxes that the department has embarked upon and wished the participants every success.
We would have embarked upon a 6-episode YouTube series that is focusing on backyard gardening. And interestingly, the feature person for our episodes, I think about 3 episodes, Mr. Kenneth Mull-Libert, he's been the person that we would have featured. Hopefully we will finish filming. We have, I think, 2 more episodes, so we'll be able to roll that out soon. And I think that would be an excellent complement to this initiative, so that you and other persons in our society would be able to go into grow boxes. The minister and the ministry is excited and we're quite happy to be able to support this venture, and we wish you, the participants, well, and we encourage other persons to get involved in this initiative.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Huey Sargent. 16 students on Nevis have received school supplies donated by the Concerned Citizens Movement CCM Women's Arm as part of the group's week of activities. The students received the supplies during a ceremony at Revere House on November 11, 2020. President Latoya Jones said Wednesday was designated Touch a Child Day, so the group reached out to assist young students from across the island.
We are delighted to be in a position to sponsor 2 children from each of the 7 public primary schools plus the Cicely Brown Integrated School during our week of activities. Our children hold the future of our nation in their hands. Hence, it is imperative that we continue to mold, reach, uplift, and make a difference in the lives of our children. This is critical to their advancement.
Junior Minister of Education, the Honorable Troy Liburd, thanked the organization for doing its part to help the younger generation.
I was very, very happy when I got the invitation to come to say thank you on behalf of the Ministry of Education and on behalf of our schools to the Women's Arm for this generous and wonderful donations. I believe that these gifts this afternoon, that these donations will go a long way to assisting these young people. And students, I want you all to take good care of the bags and the books. Don't take so much good care of the pencils. I want you all to use the pencils. So every chance you have, every opportunity you have, use the pencils, write something. For those of you in the lower grades, practice your writing. For those of you in the older grades, in the bigger grades, the grade 4, 5, and 6, do some math, regular math, right? How many of you love math? I'm looking to see if I see all the hands. That's good. And practice your language arts. The social studies and the science, you got to read those over a lot. But the maths and the language, you practice those regularly, and they will go a long way to assisting you.
Each package contained a backpack, notebooks, pens, pencils, a geometry set, a ruler, erasers, folders, markers, and a sharpener. The packages for the students of the Cicely Brown Integrated School also included crayons and Play-Doh. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Freddie Liburd. Thank you for viewing.